Here with Drew D'Ercole to preview the upcoming golf season, which competes in both the fall and spring at Concordia. Now I had a chance to interview you last year too ahead of the season. But how did you spend a lot of your time this summer? Did you get a vacation in?
So we actually got a vacation in, and it happened to be a golf vacation up to Sutton Bay in South Dakota. So that was fun. Very cool golf experience, once in a lifetime type experience. But the summers spent mostly playing golf and caddying at Omaha Country Club in Omaha.
There were more than 60 golfers at the Doan Invite in the spring that you were able to win. Describe kind of what that first college victory meant for you.
It was big time. Just the momentum of the winter and knowing the work I'd put in the winter was paying off, and then to be in the playoff and settle the nerves on the second playoff hole and win over a really good player from Southeast Community College meant a lot to me and kept me going forward for the rest of the spring and summer.
Well, in terms of getting to that consistency, I guess, that you want to have, how close were you last season, I guess, to kind of reaching what expectations you have for yourself?
So pretty much the entire spring, except for that last round at GPAC, was where I wanted to be. The last round at GPAC kind of fueled the fire in me for the summer, but otherwise I was pretty close to where I wanted to be. And this season, the goal is to be better than last. So,
since the college season ended in the spring, what are some of the areas of your game you've focused on?
A lot of short game work, a lot of chipping, putting, wedge play is going to be important this year, and then just tuning up the swing to be ready to make sure the ball striking is better than ever. The conference is deep. There's good players all around, so being able to compete with those guys is the goal this season.
Mm-hmm. And I think as Coach Muller and I have talked about, some of the scores maybe that you're shooting would be right at the top of the GPAC 5 or 6 years ago, but everybody keeps getting a little bit better. How does that motivate you and push you?
It motivates me. Seeing what the other guys are doing over like the summer and what they're shooting and like what they're shooting in their qualifyings is pushing me, because we'll play some of the same courses in qualifying as like Doan and Hastings. So we'll compete, and it's just that inner competition within me that fuels me.
Mm-hmm. Certainly there's a lot of golf is a very individualized sport, but you do compete within a team atmosphere. How do you and your teammates kind of bring a team feel to the sport?
So it's a lot of hanging out like during the round, talking between shots, talking over how we do shots, or like just getting in each other's minds, like to figure out what makes each other click. And then obviously the team chemistry part in like the classroom studying and just hanging out is how we bring the team chemistry to golf, since we aren't going to be together during the round.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know certainly rivalries develop in professional golf that you hear between individuals, and you see some of the same guys at a lot of tournaments. How does some of that rivalry play out in college golf?
I wouldn't say it's like a rivalry. There's guys that if you get beat by them, it's a little annoying. Like you're like, I should beat this guy most times, but so it just fuels the practices for me, and I think the other guys too. So
your brother Josh now joins the team too. How hard did you have to recruit him to get here?
I actually was hands off with him. I told Nate Offit to do his recruiting visit. Coach had asked me to do it, and I was like, I don't want to be the deciding factor. So credit to Nate for getting him on campus. It should be fun to have Josh here this year and hopefully the next 4 years. I'm excited to see what he does.
Well, the golf program's got a new simulator in the hitting center. I don't know if you've had a chance to even see it yet, but how do you feel like that might help, especially in the winter months here?
That's a big addition for our program. First off, thanks to all the donors and stuff for helping us get that. But overall, that thing's going to be so important for us. If we're not fighting over who's on it and stuff. We got issues, so I'm excited to see what our guys are doing this winter with that.
Well, you've talked about your hope of being a college athletic director someday. What has inspired you to want to go in that direction?
Just growing up watching sports, whether it be the College World Series growing up in Omaha or Creighton basketball being good pretty much my entire life, to just watching big time sporting events. I think just the love of sports since like birth is the reason why I want to stay in sports.
Last thing here, what are some of the expectations you have individually and as a team? Not that you have to make any specific predictions, but what would make this a successful season in your eyes?
For us to be successful this year, I think as a team we got to move up in the conference. Last season we finished 9th, so obviously we want to be more middle to upper part of the conference. And then for me individually, finishing top 5 in the conference tournament is always a goal. So maybe even get a win and get a bid to the national tournament would be nice.